So I have this friend named Cameron who has extremely dry, sensitive skin. And every time he uses a product and tells me about it, it either leaves the skin feeling irritated or worse off than before. Like so many others, he's actively searching for customizable hygiene that's free from harsh ingredients, like synthetic fragrances or harsh preservatives, being exhausted of guessing which ingredients are actually safe and effective to use. And ladies and gentlemen, aren't we all yearning for hygiene that's actually safe and compatible for our skin? Good evening, everyone. My name is Xavier Spearman, and I'm CMO.
My name is Jack Perez, and I'm the COO.
Good afternoon, I'm BQ, and I'm the CEO.
Hello, my name is Kara Rodriguez, and I am the CFO.
Good afternoon, my name is Myson Butler, and I am the CTO of Rutine. In today's world, people are bombarded by harsh chemicals and hidden microplastics in their everyday skincare products. These ingredients irritate sensitive skin, damage the skin barrier, and worsen dryness, while also being extremely dangerous to our skin and the environment as a whole. Consumers with allergy and sensitive skin are tired of generic, one-size-fits-all formulas that don't take their needs into account. They're typically left searching the market for a product that just might fit, but always falls short of their perfect formula. And those with eco-friendly values are tired of choosing between working results and their morals.
At Rutine, our solution is an all-natural, eco-friendly, and fully customizable hygiene line, starting off with lotions and later expanding into soaps, shampoos, and other hair care. The prototype we provided today is formulated based on the needs of someone with extremely dry and sensitive skin, scented with lavender because we have found it is the most popular for feeling calm, fresh, and cool.
What we offer at Rutine goes beyond what's found in today's current skincare market. We offer clarity, control, and care. Customers will be able to design a lotion based on their individual skincare needs. They'll pick from 5 main categories, consisting of base, scents, vitamins, emulsifiers, and moisturizers. And because each jar is designed for their individual needs, we offer a level of uniqueness that can't be bought or found on any store shelf on the market.
At Rutine, we're not just prioritizing individuals with sensitive skin, but acknowledging those who like prioritizing and taking control of their day-to-day hygiene, by contributing to the environment and innovation around them.
Unlike our competitors who offer more fixed products, we offer fully customizable formula, scents, and appearances for your hygiene products. Companies like Pros offer a personalized formula that they make for you after a lengthy quiz. However, you don't actually have any control over what goes into the lotion. And companies like EOS offer different skin lines for different skin types. However, these are often very generic and don't actually meet all people who want lotion.
Now, our cost of goods sold comes up to a total price of $15.39. This is because of our bases, emulsifiers, scents, vitamins, and moisturizers, to name a few. This will eventually lead us to our ranging price of $25 to $30, which we will be selling at a unit amount of 500 milliliters, equivalent to a pint. Now, for our total addressable market, we are targeting people in the United States who are eco-conscious and have sensitive skin or allergies. With around 73 million units sold, we will be able to gather a revenue of $1.82 billion. For our serviceable addressable market, we will be targeting these same people, but in the state of California. With around 8.76 million units sold, we will be able to gather a revenue of $219 million. Now, our serviceable obtainable market, with a market share percentage of 1.5, with 43,000 units sold, we will be able to gather a revenue of approximately $1 million.
For distributing our product, we would first start with local farm markets, making our brand visible by selling our product off shelves, while maintaining brand awareness through social medias like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And hopefully soon in the future, moving on to a physical storefront, while mainly attaining interaction with our online store for a true intimate connection with our audience.
We ran our MVP ad through our Instagram page for 14 days. And from this ad, we got almost 14,000 views, 100% being from California. And from those views, we got 199 website visits with a 1.5% conversion rate tied directly into our SOM of people who filled out our call to action, which was giving us their contact information for routine updates.
Before our MVP, we were considering some pivots to different markets, such as custom clones or custom candles, but instead we have decided to stick with our current market as we felt they were successful enough. And we also would like to pursue an expansion of our products into soaps and other hair care to broaden our horizons in terms of our product.
Nextly, getting into a 3-year plan, starting within year 1, we'll have our website fully running and operational. We'll also start production of our product and orders. We will also be distributing samples to users for feedback and data. And lastly, we will work together with dermatologists to secure their approval for our product's usage on sensitive skin. Transitioning into year 2, we will then have a product expansion line. We will expand our product line completely into soaps, shampoos, and conditioners. And we will seek outside influencer partnerships outside of Fresno. Lastly, within year 3, we will secure a retail space for a brand and company and look into our exit strategy. We will work with a strategic buyer who aligns with our company's goals and vision.
Now, for our SG&A costs, these costs will be made up of administrative costs, marketing costs, salaries, and consulting fees, coming up to a price of $367,700. For our year 1, like I said, we will be gaining a revenue of approximately $1 million. Moving on to our year 2, with a 15% growth rate, we will be gathering a revenue of $1.2 million. Moving on to our year 3, with a 20% growth rate, we will be gathering a revenue of $1.5 million. We are asking for $100,000 for 10% of our company. This investment will go directly towards our startup costs, which are our administrative fees, consulting fees, marketing, and bug fixes, along with our plant, property, and equipment.
So we've set some quantifiable goals in year 1 to try to make sure our business is on track. First of all, a high repeat customer rate, just so that customers are coming back and they're enjoying the product, and we have a customer base that's coming back. And for year 1 sales, about 43,000 sales, to show we are on track for our year 1 revenue, and also 10,000 year 1 followers across social media.
To hit these key metrics, we'll first start by increasing our views through ads and our website, while maintaining brand awareness through social medias like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and partnering with local businesses that resonate similarly to our values. Second, with the help of our previous partnership with Labs, we will launch our official website, finally promoting our product to familiar customers, and as a final means to further progress our engagement. And thirdly, after testing our product with customers and local businesses, we will go about expanding into other hygiene products, like soaps or hygiene care, all based on customer preference and analysis gained from user interaction.
Our mentor was Dr. Sal Bueno, who was an invaluable asset in helping our business grow. He is a business professor at Fresno State University and offered a lot of insight and advice in everyday business activities and in how to grow our business. He helped us get to where we are today, and for that I have a big thank you for him.
Now, with Rutine, people like Cameron can find products made for them, not just for everyone. So join us at Rutine, where we make your personal care personal. Thank you.
I have a question, maybe a 2-part question here. And I may have missed it. By the way, your product smells really good, but I got a little distracted by that. Were you talking about how your the formula is customizable to each person? Is that right? Okay. It was only very briefly there. I didn't really understand if that is the main selling point. Like, is that the real advantage? And how much does it cost to do something like uniquely like that?
So we'll be selling through our website, where customers will be able to pick from 5 main categories, being a base, like in our prototype, shea butter, emulsifiers, moisturizers, scents, and vitamins. And based on that, we've averaged it out to around $15 per unit. But based on what the customer wants and chooses, like maybe they want multiple scents, maybe they want no scent, maybe they don't want a moisturizer, that's where our ranging price comes in, between $25 and $30.
Can you go back to that slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a pint, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
For the volume.
So it would be as big as this?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is 500 milliliters? So I have a question about
And your sell price is, what was it, next one?
$25 to $30, depending on what the customer wants.
My first thought, as a consumer of a lot of hygiene products, that's kind of a high price for a lotion, right? But somebody with sensitive skin and those big issues, maybe a smaller portion, half of that. Because when you put it on, this is not a lotion that you're slathering. This is not your after shower lotion. I have a dry, itchy portion here of eczema. I need to put it just here. So you might be able to get into the market with a lower price point, offering half of that, which might lead people to be saying, okay, I'll pay $15 to try it out, and then offer, oh, it's good, offer monthly subscription or larger quantities after that. But yeah, I would kind of look at, have you looked at the price point for EOS and Pros?
Yes, that's where a lot of our price range is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Pros is a bit more on the expensive side, and EOS is a lot cheaper. It's considered a drugstore brand.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's,
$12-ish, I think, for US.
yes.
Around 50.
So we tried to find a comfortable middle ground.
I was going to just piggyback on that because I was thinking, I was just curious, this is a lot of lotion, and I realized when I put that on, it a little bit went a long way. I was going to cut my arms. They're natural products too, like what's the shelf life? You know, I mean, I don't know about that, so it's something this big to get to, I don't know if it would, the shelf life would it be, but just something to think about. And then there's a couple times you guys mentioned contributing to the environment and eco-conscious, but I wasn't really sure how it was. So you may want to, if that's something that's part of your marketing, you may want to explain that a little bit more, as how buying yours is, I think, is contributing to the environment and eco-conscious were the two things you use. Yeah.
So it's more eco-conscious because we aren't how most, I guess, self-brands, how they use plastic for their packaging, and you know, you throw it away and it could end up anywhere from the landfill. We're using jars, and so our Get Keep Grow and our Get Keep Grow Mall, we have the jars as a portion of that where they can get a refill. They send us the jar, we refill it for them, and we send it back. So it minimized the waste and disposability of plastic, because again, plastic can end up really anywhere.
So just weave that into the part instead of just throwing out that it's eco-conscious, because that would have made more sense to me, because I was trying to attach to why that was that. But yeah, that makes sense. So it's reusable jars, which could impact the price point. I mean, I don't know how that works or whatever. And then I made just a little bit note here on editing on the bottom of this for you guys to look at a couple things on your slides.
Thank you.
You guys did great. I love the storytelling in the beginning. I think I mentioned this the last time, but that exhausting, like, I know what it's like to have acne or like problem skin. There's just like you go product after product and you just can't find anything that works for you. So good job on the storytelling part. I had a question regarding why not the pivot. If you have the ingredients to let's say add, what was it? There's two, the candle and
The candle and cologne.
And cologne that you were looking into. Why not?
It was more like a shift away from what we were already doing, and it's like to see if people aren't interested, but people like were interested in going with more hygiene product. And so it would be more of like a shift in ingredients as well, shift in what we're doing. And it was more to essentially like capture a different market. If people like the style part, but they're not really like listening.
To add on to what my colleague said as well, colognes especially, it's a really competitive market. We have a lot of brands in places such as Macy's. Our competition would be very high, and so we had to use that and determine that as something that we could really pivot towards.
And you guys' branding was amazing. Are you guys trying to be perceived as like a luxury skincare brand or body care brand? Or?
It's more for everyone. You know, some people, they're spending $10 on EOS because that's all they can.
Mm-hmm.
But some people spend so much on like pros because they can. So with a middle ground like that, we can hit every market we can to give that luxury feel to everyone without it being like, oh, I have this brand, I'm better, you know?
I think just to piggyback back on that a little bit, and I didn't say it before, but I loved the presentation, the color palette, the more organic nature feel. Go with that. To just kind of tie up, are you a luxury brand or are you a drugstore brand, right? Like that's going to be a little bit more of a decision, because if you want to charge $30 for a bottle of lotion, you're not a drugstore brand, right? But also looking here, you have you have subscriptions, farmers markets, on the website, selling through social. So it's kind of all over the place. So maybe just think about it. What I would do, you know, or what you could think about is, if you want to go luxury, then go luxury and partner with salons, estheticians. There's a lot of luxury skincare options. If you don't want to go luxury, cut the amount down. A little goes a long way, and lower the price point. And you might get more subscription based, but you don't see a lot of both, right? You don't see farmers markets, websites, subscription, luxury, store, for everybody all the time. Doesn't position yourself well to market and target your marketing and make those conversions.
So we kind of went with the farmers markets to begin with, like you know, Chipotle, like that. So you fill out a form and we get it, 5 minutes, whip up a batch for you, give it to you there to kind of get our feet off the ground and bootstrap ourselves so that people can eventually, so that we can eventually get to a luxury, like call ourselves a luxury brand.
Yeah, and to add on to that, although our starting price is $25 to $30, like I mentioned before, we're hoping to expand into more physical storefronts. So that physical storefront price will actually be a lot less cheaper, being that it will be based on the most, I guess, popular type of scents and ingredients used for the users on our website. So.
Okay, the average person makes about, I think, 500 decisions in a day. I don't know what I don't know. I have, in my own personal shower, I have the shampoo and conditioner, right? I have the shampoo separate. I have the conditioner separate. I have 3 different types of soap. But if you ask me to customize my soap or customize my lotion, there's only one thing that I would think about, which would be to add, you know, sunscreen to it. Like that would be the only other thing. So as a consumer, I'm kind of overwhelmed with the everything. You know, it could be matched and adjusted. But if you can go back to the slides of the ingredients and the costs, when I see that and when I hear eco-friendly, I think about a machine that can put this in based on specific selections, so that there doesn't need to be anybody there.
So to add on to that,
Yeah.
go to the MVP of the app where our website is showing.
Yeah.
So it's our website will include a landing page where our user will be directed to our, you know, obvious our hero page for customizing lotion. After selecting, they'll have the option to start the option of asking questions of, like, you know, how their skin is conditioned, what do they prefer, their goals, like you mentioned, like your skincare. So, and then after that, after the questionnaire, they'll have an option to take a picture, which we're hoping to expand into like AI technology for that aspect, where it can actually dial in on the, you know, skin needs.
Right, and I understand that. I'm just talking about kind of decision overload.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I don't know, and I'm not going to experiment at $30 each time it comes in to go, okay, I finally found my formula, right? I'm depending on you guys to do the research for me, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
We will have suggestions of what we think is best for each skin type and skin need. So at the top we'll have like what we think, and then if you don't want to go with what we think, we have descriptions of every ingredient in each category saying this goes well with sensitive skin, this goes well with this type of skin, you know?
Yeah, so it's going to be a limited list of ingredients, only optional for that user specifically based on the person. So every like base of ingredients will be different.
don't know what my skin type is either, so maybe me and Kurt are not the, the Sam here for these.
Only provide me 2 options.
And that was part of, my earlier question, right? Is the customization the real thing here that, the right person would be super interested in? Because is that what really makes you unique to the other products? In that, it's an up there price, and sure, a pint is a lot, but is the real breakthrough, because you did say it was a very saturated market, there's a lot of competition, is the real breakthrough the customization? Like, is that the thing that really makes you different? Now, Kurt is right? Too many options for some of the people, but for certain people, that's going to be fantastic, exactly what they want. But for how many? Like, where's the divider on that? And to piggyback on the farmers market things, farmers markets don't make $1.2 billion a year or whatever. You may make, trust me, because I have a lot of clients of mine that do farmers market, and you'd be lucky to walk out with $100 sometimes, right? So as a marketing plan, and especially as the execution plan of like manufacturing, I like that you said you can whip it up in a few minutes if somebody gives you an order. I mean, that's great. But out of your COGS, one of the biggest costs was labor. And I assume that if you're doing this on scale and custom, you should be able to get that component down. Because as the investor, the bigger the gap, the more money I make, right? We want to be able to keep those costs down. And I wasn't for certain about, the manufacturing process, right? I mean, that could have a big factor on how easy this stuff is to get out.
I do like the product. I see it more of like a Whole Foods.
That's exactly where we sourced all of our ingredients for our prototype.
Maybe for those subscription and to get over the decision debacle, offering sample packs. I saw you had samples in here. Yeah. So I think that, leading with some of that, or simplifying your ingredients to reduce the complexity of everything that you have to have. Maybe it's like avocado oil, like this A and B, A and C, A and D, like that's it. So it's not so much, and you could potentially reduce steps needed in production. Good job, guys.
It smells great. I just want to try that again.
I love you guys' tagline too. That, personal care, personal. That's a really nice touch.
So since we are investors, is there anything last minute that you would add to convince us to give you money today? What would that be?
If we were to include anything else, if we had a little bit more time, we would probably include our Get Keep Grow to give more of an inside look about of what we're doing and how we're doing it to make you money.
I would also say too, our website, so we could actually show you the full process, like down to the bone of everything of the process. We had that website running, definitely we would add that anything that was last minute. So thank you, that's a good question.
And to respond to your guys' concerns on like the luxurious part of the brand, I would just add that we are kind of like mainly focusing on where to divide our attention most at. So that's why we're mainly focusing on, like my colleague said, our website. But we're hoping to kind of show that luxurious, but that experience for our customers through the price, hopefully through the physical store. Based on our goal is to have like a really like family type of customer base while also being seamlessly designed.
Yeah, as an investor, we want to know if this is a risk or if it's a home run, right?
Xavier. Okay. If your product were a person, what car would they drive?
Good question. I'm thinking Mini Cooper, a nice Mini Cooper, but modern.
With that, Rutine, thank you for your time.